I'm going to bring this up. This is cards, actually, because I was feeling someone out last night that had come over to hang out. And these are the cards that came out for him. And he recently had a young lady who was intimate with him die in September. So, do I channel spirits? Is what I wanted to answer. So it was a question I keep getting. Do I talk to ghosts? Do I talk to spirits? Can I call upon a specific dead person for people? No, that's not how it works with me at all. I did make the mistake of opening that particular Pandora's box once, and met a spirit named Drew, who was very rude, very sweet but very rude. And I realized that a lot of spirits that most people are trying to contact, if they're still hanging around, they can be they have no manners. I don't know how else to say it. They have no manners. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the feeling of it. I don't like knowing that I'm doing it. I don't like being aware that they're around. I don't like it. It's creepy because you feel like you're watched all the time when you open that box up, right? Because, like I said, the first spirit I messed with for a woman, it was her husband who had passed. And dude, he would just like pop up in the fucking shower. Oh, you gotta call her. She's crying. I'm like, of course she's crying. You're dead. You know. So I made a deal with my guides. Now I'm really attached to Gabriel and Michael. I don't see them as high archangels, Gabriel and Michael. I really more or less see them as Braille and Mike, fragmental pieces of energy, descendants of the archangels, if you will, because that's just my view on the energies. And they just, I don't know, I guess it makes them more relatable to deal with. But the deal I made was, at that point, they were like, well, this is a gift that you do have and you do need to embrace in some way, shape, or form. So I worked it out with them. I was like, fine then. No more spirits coming to me to message other people. I will not do that anymore. I will not randomly talk to people because the spirit told me to or anything else like that. I've shielded myself from acknowledging their energy. Now, if a spirit does want someone to talk to me, they have to go get that person and direct them into my path. And now they can get help from Michael and Gabriel. Essentially, they're my spiritual bouncers, right? Those guys, they're my spiritual bouncers. You know, I also work with Uriel and Raphael. Mostly I work with Gabriel and Michael, fire and water. Those are my boys. They got my back. And yeah, so they'll bring people into my path. And that would be why there's a couple of you guys that shout out 413 to my 143. Love y'all. That's why it took so many years for some of you guys to finally message me. Even though, yes, I have been watching you and you have been watching me, and we've been playing this game since the Draco page with a lot of you guys. You know, but it takes it, you know, as nerve-wracking as it was for you guys to finally message me. I mean, what do you think it's like on this end of the spectrum? You know. You know, and it's hard because sometimes people ask questions that I can't answer. Sometimes they get very confused as to what I'm doing, and I can't tell you what I'm doing. When I did the reading with Amanda up at the store, she's our medium up there, It was pretty bizarre between the two of us, and she, those were questions she was asking. She's like, do you know? Are you allowed to say certain things? Are you not allowed to say certain things? I was like, I'm not allowed to. There's a lot of things I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to talk about. I can't focus on it or acknowledge it too much, or it will drive me insane. Um, yeah, and with spirits kind of sucks, man, because you feel watched all the time. Makes you very self-conscious. Makes you worry about, oh my God, when are they watching me doing what? But you got to kind of look at it as what's this scene in Dogma with Chris Rock, and he's talking to the woman in the movie, and she's like, the dead just watch the living all day? He goes, yeah, well, what do you think we do? He's like, especially in the shower. He goes, we're bored. Metatron, she's having a conversation with Metatron, the angel Metatron, in one scene, and she's like, sex is a joke in heaven. He goes, from what we've seen, it's pretty much a joke on earth too. And she's like, touche. So yeah. So the answer to that is yes and no. Only spirits that can get through my spiritual bouncers can speak through me or get their messages tied in. Very nice, very nice. We want to try any past life cards? Good morning. I wanted to do. All right, those three. So I'm using this one. Good morning. Jump in. Rewind it all the way back. I'll see you in a few minutes. They hit the like button. Yes. Hit my like buttons, guys. I love it. I love it. It does help me out a lot. It does help me out a lot. And it does. You should always hit the like button. I don't know who people are that hit unlike buttons on people's videos. Like, how miserable is your life that you're going to walk around hitting unlike buttons? Ooh, look who's facing the wrong way. I'm telling you. See that? It's blood on my tarot cards, guys. Don't play. Cut my finger cooking. Still went to the store, still went reading, so I just got open. Got blood on my cards. But I don't blow through my cards, man. My cards have channeled too much spirit. But I was raised differently with my cards. Like, I was gifted my first deck of cards when I was 13. I was told to keep it under my pillowcase. Keep it in my pillowcase for a certain amount of time. How to make it, you should make it. I made my goddess deck when I got her at 19. I made a special case for her out of a pair of silk pajama bottoms. I turned it into a little handmade bag. Tarot's not a game to me. Honestly, it's not a game. It's never anything I thought I would be charging for. It was never anything I thought I would be doing for masses. My decks are very important to me. Like I said, this came from my friend Lee. Oh, what do we got here? Temptations and the Eight of Cauldrons. Woo. The spirit things, like, I remember, what grade were we in? 8th grade? My friend Danielle, She was really into X-Files and things like that, and she saw shadow people in her room. You know, I remember sitting down with her and we did this whole thing about how we believed humans evolved on Mars and then came to Earth. This was 8th grade. Me and my friends were doing this. This was before I even saw the craft or anything, you know, besides like Hocus Pocus. It's just always been right there. And before my first tarot deck. I've always been into the supernatural. I've always been... And I've always attracted those kind of people into my life. And I've moved a lot. And I still always manage to find that group that would have someone that was going through something similar. I lost one of my cousins when I was young. I want to say like 14. And she was buried in the cemetery literally right down the road from my house. So every day after school, not every day, but most days after school, I would walk to 7-Eleven, and I would get me a Coke and a bag of Skittles, and I would go and sit in the cemetery by her tombstone, talk to her. I never heard anybody talking back, but it would be little things, a breeze, a warm sensation, do you feel like this, things like that. And then one night we were walking past the cemetery. We were on our way to 7-Eleven, and we were walking with a group. It was my sister and a couple of her friends, and the street light went out in front of the cemetery. And that's what triggered streetlights going out for me all the time. If I'm really zoned out and I'm like riding in the passenger seat and I don't have to concentrate on the road or nothing, and I zone out too much, every time I go under a streetlight going down the highway, they'll turn off. It gets to the point where it freaks other people in the car out, and they'll reach over and like shake me or touch me, and they're like, "Stop it! What? It's just weird now." Apparently, my grandmother, I think, told me one time it happened to us when we were walking through town on one of the festivals, and the streetlights kept going out. She was like, I was like, "Oh, that just," she's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, it just does that sometimes." She goes, "It does it to you too?" She's like, "I've had that happen to me a bunch of times." It's trippy. But also, owning up to hearing and seeing and dealing with spirits can also land you in a psych ward for schizophrenia. There's a lot of stigma around it all, which can be pretty scary. All right, so a little bit of heavy energy this morning. Who's ready for their cards for the day? All right, we got, Friday. I got a lot to do today. I got my grandparents coming, and then I got my aunt and my uncle coming after my grandparents leave, so it's going to be a chock full day, and I got to get this house spotless before Nanny comes, because she's better homes and gardens. All right. Just be generous with your energy today, but be mindful of who you give your energy to. Don't just waste your words and your emotions on anybody. Thoughts and words should be saved for things that spark you and enlighten you. Don't focus on deceits and things like that. Stay passionate. You're in a conjuring mode. This is a time for you to be conjuring up your passions and manifestations and balancing your emotions and your ego. We got to balance that all out, guys. It's duality. We came to learn to play with the multiple energies, and I just love how we just keep pulling these guys up constantly over and over and over again in all the decks. It's a mess. And this one. All right. Just me? Some of y'all been playing this home game with us for a while. Just me or these three always in it. And there's always this, but just tell the freaking truth. Enough with the deceits, y'all. Living your truth. It's not just, truth is an action. You have to be truthful with yourself, with those around you. You have to be honest. Like I love about Rob. I'm 100% honest with him with everything. Oh, you'd be surprised what Rob already knows. I hope all of you could be as honest with your partners. It's going to be a thing you got to get over. 4 of Cups. It's a luxury card in this one. Universe, you're like, I don't feel powerful. The universe is literally throwing cups at your head, trying to tell you, you are powerful. Stop worrying about those, empty cups in your lap. Stop being greedy. Princess of Cups. Reverse. Stop crying about things that didn't work out the way you wanted to. King of Pentacles. Focus on what it is you're building in your physical reality, and focus on where. See, I see the Star card is looking to the stars and reaching to the stars, and this one she's pouring the water into the water below. What are you focused on? Are you focused on following your stars? Are you putting those intentions out there? You can't seize your power if you're not in your truth. You can't seize your power if you're turning away from the universe chucking cups at your head. It's a. What star calls to you guys? I mean, look them up. Look at the different star things. It might help you. Like, I know a lot of people think they're Pleiadian or they're from Mars or wherever or whatever. Find out. And it wasn't that hard for me. I was walking down the pond, and I just felt like this one star kept drawing my attention, kept drawing my attention, kept drawing my attention. At this point in my spiritual path, I was only aware of the Sirians and the Pleiadians. And then I looked up with my little sky map app, and I took a picture of it, and it was the Arcturian star cluster. I looked into them. Turns out I related far more with the Arcturian soul tribes than I do with the Pleiadian soul tribes. 4 of Cauldrons. Again, now on the other deck, they're chucking a thing at his head. This one, in a lot of decks, the 4 of Cups is about overindulgence and being mindful of who's forcing you to overindulge. That's why I like using different decks. They have slightly different interpretations. This one is like, what? Oh, I'm just going to keep him right where I need him. Just be mindful. Haha. You guys going to love it. Balancing out the masculine and feminine energies. This is what this shift is about. This is within you. This is within your relationships. This is about balancing it out in the physical reality, because these are the pentacles. This is not just about money, y'all. This is about balancing out these energies for real. You're never going to be balanced if you just keep everything in your head. All right? You can, what? What is it? Wish in one hand, poop in the other, see which one fills up faster? Only one thing is happening in the physical reality. The other thing is just a thing in your mind. So you need to start taking physical steps in this reality if you want to balance these energies out within yourself and with those around you as well. Keep working on those skills. You got your 4 of Wands doorway card there. Right? So I would say cut out the overindulging, balance it out in the physical, work on your skills, and you are well on your way to that 1111 synchronicity calling you type of energies, guys. If you're feeling like a colorless angel right now, it's because you're lying to yourself about something, or you're believing somebody else's lie about what's going on, and it's dulling your shine. I'm telling you, this is about time to bring it out into the sun, start some new beginnings, and purify these energies, guys. It's time to, you got to bring it out into the, you can't shine any light on it and purify anything until it's out there. It just is what it is, man. I mean, it just is what it is at this point. And now I'm not saying go yell at the top of your lungs on a rooftop that you talk to spirits and stuff like that. You know, I mean, unless you're doing something like this where you actually do that and you want to do that as a living. But those around you and stuff that you need to be honest with, we all need to start being more honest. You know, it's worse when you don't. Like I said with the obsession things, when people are obsessed with certain people online, things like that. You've got to be honest with your partner about what the obsession is, because the scariest horror movies, like Hitchcock and the real psychological thrillers, the scariest movies are the ones where you don't see the monster, or you can't see the monster. And it's left up to your own imagination to create the monster. So now, if you're doing weird, sneaky things, and it's just, you know, and they're innocent things, it's like, it's not, I don't want to do anything bad. It's just, you know, I feel silly. I feel silly that I watch this person too much, or I feel silly that, you know, especially men, like I feel silly that I'm into tarot card readings. I feel, you know, I don't want anybody to think I'm silly for, you know, looking into talking to spirits and stuff like that. And I feel silly. Stop feeling silly. Stop feeling silly. If your partner doesn't understand you, then they're not the partner for you. So I know that is a very scary leap to take. But it is much more worth it. Like I said, it is much more worth it. Because, you know, being able to be honest, like I said, even with Rob, it's a dramatically different type of energy between us than I've ever had in relationships before. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying. For those who may be traveling here soon, there's a little sigil for you. Be safe out there, guys. Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde. People start driving like they have no damn sense. It's just the physics of it. Mercury's coming. You know, it's like Captain America. On your left. It's coming. And that pressure makes people speed more for some reason. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. As soon as Mercury is passing us and that pressure is on the planet, you'll notice people pulled over left and right all over the place for speeding, because you actually don't even notice that you're pushing down on the pedal more. It's like your foot's heavier than it usually is. Be careful while traveling. Prosperity. Prosperous business with riches and success. Keep striving for excellence, guys. Keep working on them skills. Like I said, every time we do them, every time we get up, every time we show up, it gets a little bit easier, comes off a little bit neater, looks a little bit nicer. Keep working towards it. You're getting there. Because wishes do come true. Rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. Keep showing up, and things will keep moving faster and faster. Okay? All right. Rob's going to be home in a minute from doing his things. And I have got lots to do around here. And yeah, big day for me. I'm going to go have some fun. It's Friday over here. We got 3-day weekends in South Carolina because kids do not do school on Fridays down here. They can do their makeup work, and then that's it. And, yeah. I hope y'all have fun. I'll try to catch y'all in the morning, as always. I'm going to go do my yoga, walk my dogs, and get this day a-rolling. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I love y'all. Please Hit my like button. Let me know if you want me to keep doing these, guys. It's not really fair that nobody's hitting my buttons. Talking to you. Talking to you. You watch every video. You should be hitting like on every video, too. I don't get the messages for it. I love y'all. I got him to jump out. And they didn't even touch the button. Catch y'all in the morning.